being sus, freaked up? Does he know I noticed? Does he want some? Call my homie being sus, don't get caught. Tell his girl we're just chilling while I taste him. Call my homie.
Hello, besties, and welcome to So Rude.
I'm your host with the mostest, Dion Yorkie, and I'm here with
Seb Argo. How y'all doing today? We're back with the honeymoon extravaganza.
Spectacular,
So rudeness.
dazzling dazzler divas.
Exactly. Last episode we had to cut it short because we had some reservations.
We have some reservations.
We have reservations
about
now.
being in this room.
No,
We really don't. It's
Dion
gorgeous.
has
No,
reservations against nature.
Several panic attacks.
But we'll get to that.
We will.
Because we have to catch up.
Rewind. Where we at?
Last time,
We were in Chiang
last
Mai.
episode, we left off in Chiang Mai.
The laundry debacle.
The laundry debacle. Yeah, that was the last thing we said. Where we
Yes.
almost had to pawn our jewels and our expensive handbags to pay for our laundry.
Yes.
But we didn't have to.
Because we only have fake Louis, but yes.
We don't have expensive jewels or handbags.
But did we talk
My
about
tote
shooting
bag.
the album art in that hotel?
I don't know.
recall.
Well, if we didn't, let's do it now.
Quick little recap. We stayed in the Marriott. We had a good old time in Chiang Mai. It was beautiful. And they had a lovely pool moment. I think we did talk about it. But long story short, Seb shot the album art of me in the pool. We had a lot of different options going. And then we picked the ones we love. It's been going great. The Mess of It All is now announced. My new debut album comes out June 14th. And officially now you can go and buy the limited edition vinyls.
Vinyl.
So,
Physical copies.
The link for that will
It's
be
the
below.
first time you have physical copies.
I
'Cause I had
know.
physical copies with friends like these.
But I never did.
But you didn't.
Crazy.
So how does it feel to be a physical copy girly?
It's good. I got really emotional when we first started making the vinyls because I think when you make it physical, it feels more real.
I know, and it looks so cute because you get to see it like. Well, we haven't even seen the physical copy,
But the
we see it,
mock-ups.
like the mock-up,
Oh, so
and
good.
it looks like wow, like it looks like an album. It looks like a vinyl,
Mhm. And
So it
that's
makes it
what
more
seeing it like that really made it feel like, oh, like this album art was correct.
yeah, like oh, I made an album.
Yeah. So, salute.
Cheers to that.
What are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a latte. Ding.
Ooh, it looks
But
like more
she
of a
is
muddy
messy.
latte. Seb doesn't know how to whip it yet on the go.
Ooh.
With his home station, he knows how to get the...
Yeah,
Cream
I
dough.
don't have the necessary materials in this hotel, but she is beautiful, y'all.
Oh my
We're
god.
gonna be posting about it later.
So good. This hotel is... Do we say what hotel it is?
Well, right now we are in. Well, like we'll get to it. Let's
Okay.
continue. Chiang Mai.
Right, Chiang Mai.
So then, what did we do? We talking about the drag queen. Oh my god!
Did we talk about the elephants?
Not yet, because
Okay.
things got sus.
So sus.
Sus. Like I had heard about Muay Thai boxing matches on
And
TikTok.
it was giving like toxic masculinity to me, and it was never something I thought I'd enjoy. So I was like, man, no.
Yeah, and I was telling Dion like, oh, we should go to a fight, and he's like, no. And he's like,
Not
no.
for me.
Like everyone says, like you have to go at least once to like see it.
And then we're like in the rain. We go to this temple, which you can see a video of us like spinning around outside the temple, having a good time, and on TikTok. And then this lovely lady who ended up being a little
Shady boots.
She got talking with us, and she's like, "Oh, I love Canadians. You guys have the best smile." She really, she hooked
Yeah,
us
she was
in.
like, you guys have such pretty eyes, and I'm like, oh, thank you, girl.
We're like, "You too, bestie."
You too. She's like, yeah. She's like, what are you guys doing tonight? And we're like, oh, I don't know. She's like,
We're like,
"Well,
tell us what we should do.
The biggest Muay Thai fight is happening tonight. And tonight
She goes
only."
once every 3 months, and it happens to be tonight. We
And
have
we're like,
fighters
"What?"
from all over the world. We're like,
And she's like, yeah.
sold.
Yeah, I'm going. If you want your tickets, the guy outside, I think he's selling them. And we're like, what?
She goes, I'm going with my boyfriend. I'll be front row. It's very fun.
Yeah, she's like, maybe I'll take a video of you guys there too. And we're like, oh my God. We're like, yeah. She's like, we'll see you there. And she's like, not if I see you first. And we're like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she even hypes us on front
mom.
row. She was like, "These seats are 600, but you can't really see from there, so you're gonna want to go for the 1,000 option."
Yeah, she's like, go for the front row. That's where me and my boyfriend are going. And we're like, okay. We're like, absolutely. We'll see you
1,000
there,
baht.
queen.
and we Yeah, we got sucked
And we
in.
walk outside of the temple, get the tickets, then we come back inside. We're like, we'll see you there. Got the tickets. And she's like, yes.
She did film the cute video of us, so I'll let her off.
Yeah.
But we get to the match, and then she was nowhere to be seen.
She was nowhere to be seen because when we got there, she was also like, get there really early because it like gets crazy. And we're like, okay. So it's like it's like 8:50. It starts at 9, and I'm like, damn, we're so late. Like they're not gonna let us in. Blah, blah.
I need to know how much commission she was getting.
I know because we get there and it was empty.
Literally, like the match was starting at this time and didn't actually start for another hour.
Yeah, it started like at 9:30, and we were like, for a second, we were like the only ones sitting in the front row, and everyone else was sitting behind us. So it's like this big section, and only two of us sitting there. We're like, nobody else but the
also,
VIP.
like the other section she said you couldn't see from, it was very close to the.
Yeah, you could have
see
seen,
anywhere.
Like it wasn't like the Eras tour.
We were fooled.
But I mean, we paid it.
And it was worth it.
That's
but
good.
You got
Hopefully
like
she got the commission.
the more of an experience from the front row as far as like when they came close, you were like, wow.
Yeah, like I wanted that experience, that immersive experience.
Right. I mean, if you're gonna do it,
Yeah, we had no idea what Muay Thai boxing was.
we didn't know how physical it was.
Yeah, like,
I thought
I
it was more of a
thought-
WWE like performance, like they pretend to hit each other, but they were full on beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, no, and I thought like when we got there, I was like, oh my god, like are they just gonna start beating each other? Like I don't know how I'm feeling about this. And they started hitting each other, and I was like, ah! And then after like the second or third round, we started seeing like the patterns and like the art form of it all.
Right.
Not to pun intended.
The art form of it all, baby.
But yeah, and I was like seeing the technique and everything. I was like, Dion, look at that. Like that's actually so interesting. And it was very interesting to see, I think.
It was very nice because one thing we noticed is they played the same song every time. This like almost like meditative rhythmic,
Yeah, like they're keeping on beat.
which was kind of annoying after a while. We're like, okay, new song, but yeah, it was a part of the form. Like,
Yeah.
it got them in the zone.
And they're like, you could see how each of them had their techniques to like try to knock each other
Mhm.
down.
Yes, like there was the brick wall guy who just took hit after hit because he knew he could take it.
Yeah, like he was like big guy, like nothing could like knock him down.
Which was wild.
And he was fighting against this very, very like slim but like toned guy. Which like
Australian.
they were in the same weight class, but they were like had different techniques, and like the very slim guy was very like fast on his feet. But you could tell he was using all of his energy.
And when they did their match, nobody fell. And then at the end,
It was a tie?
Brick wall guy won.
Oh yeah, he won.
So we were like, but how? And then I learned online later that it's like he had better technique, so he got more points.
points. Wow.
Because I thought it was just if you knock him out.
Yeah. Yeah, me
Crazy.
too. And like I thought it was a tie, but it wasn't.
No,
And
but
then
it
we were
was
like,
Muay
wait, he
Thai.
won because the other guy got more hits, but it was Muay Thai.
And the other guy thought he won. So I guess
Yeah, he was.
it's like
pissed.
maybe the judging is interpretive, like it's
Subjective.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of sus moments, like when they would be like, oh, like something about their crutches, like I guess the cup would like fall out or something.
Oh, that was
And
interesting.
then the judge, the referee or whatever his name is, would come up and start touching their crutch and go like this,
yeah, they would really jiggle the
like
nuts
for like 10 seconds, and everyone we were like,
So does that like recirculate the balls when they've been hit or something?
I don't know, but he was like, yeah, you're good. I'm like, how do I get that job? That one or the one that
The little tin bathtub.
Yeah, that was the whole camp. Like in between each round, they would have like
every round's up.
This is so camp. They had this tin bathtubs and like I don't know where it's like a cartoon. They're like, bam, bam, bam. They're like, bam, a giant tin,
Rubbing
a
them
little
down.
chair and like lotion, and they're like rubbing their abs down with lotion.
It was kind of hot.
Giving them I know. I was like, where do I sign up for that job? Is that VIP? Maybe that's where our friend was sitting.
Yes. I mean, I think she was the one rubbing their balls.
I know, but like we stayed longer than we expected. I think because we were like, yeah, we'll be there for an hour or so.
We stayed pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, Dion was kind of falling asleep, but I wasn't letting him fall asleep because we were still pretty jet lagged. That was like day 5 of our trip, and he was starting to fall asleep, and I'd be like, Dion, look at that. Dion, what does that mean? Dion, blah, blah, blah. And he's like,
Ugh, it was awful.
and I could tell He wasn't having it.
I was like, Seth, stop waking me up. I'm in another, like, I was losing consciousness. But then this one match happened, and it was like a bigger guy. They were the same weight class somehow, but the one guy was really tiny. And so everyone, it was like everyone rooting for the tiny guy, and it was great because he did win.
Oh yeah, he won.
And everyone, like, at first you could be like, ooh, like, he's not gonna win. Like, this guy's getting a lot of punches taken. But then you could see the fire in him, and that's when I got into it because I was like, oh, okay, I love an underdog story.
Yeah, it was quite iconic.
It was cool. So that happened. We got home from that, and we were like, should we go to the drag show again? But we were too tired.
No, we were like, no, let's go to bed, honey.
So we did that. Because we had an early morning.
Yeah. Oh, because we were gonna go on a hike, but then we didn't go on the hike.
Muay Thai was too crazy. It took us out.
It took us out, honey. But Chiang Mai was so beautiful. Very like historic vibes. I loved.
Yeah, I really liked the people, the food, the energy. Everything was right.
The little markets. We went to a city market. And
the foot massages.
Oh yeah, the foot massages. I've gotten so many massages here, y'all. But
I think we've had maybe 7?
Yeah, like I need to take a break, like from the Thai massage at least, because they go really hard.
Yeah, every time Seb gets it, I'm like, I'll get this softer version.
Yeah, like my last lady was like at the beach in Koh Samui, and for a second I was lying on my stomach, and I'm like, oh, she's going really in on my back.
That was the
and
worst because while she was going on your back, my girl was like pushing up here in a way that and hitting my temple in a way where I was like, I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, like you think you're not gonna make it when you're getting these. I was like, oh bitch, what is going on? And I opened my eyes, and she's like full on standing up on me on my back. And I was
wish
like,
I saw that.
I was like, oh my god, she's standing up on me. And she was going like, and I was like, but like kind of like it's crazy because like it feels like really hard at the moment, but when they're done, you're like, wow,
it's corrective.
Like, it's like, wow, I can do things I never thought I could.
Like when we had our little like amazing race journey we talked about in the previous episode in Bangkok, my toe was busted, and then after a couple of those massages, the pain was completely gone, and still now it's pretty much like non-existent.
I know.
And when we have massages in Canada, that never happens. Like you leave and you're like, I feel like they didn't do anything.
Because I feel like that's more like there's like relaxation massage and there's like corrective technique massage. Kind of like because we took a tour in a temple and the guy was saying that there used to be a school for massages, like Thai massage.
That's what I was going to say. Like there must be some very specific art to it because they're just, they always end the same way. And afterwards you do feel like,
and you're like, what?
This was actually
yeah, because I
helpful.
think like Thai massage is like medicinal kind of vibes.
Which is really nice because then you see like Western culture. Are we like Western culture is like America, no?
Yeah.
Sure. American culture is very like pop an Advil or like go to the sauna, but I'm very into like yoga and movement, and I've seen how much that helps your body. And it's like, it's the same way with these massages. It feels like they've found a way to embrace movement that feels medicinal, and it's like it's a whole other thing that really should be brought to America, because sometimes you just don't need the meds. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't.
True. Yeah, like I see you at the gym just bouncing around everywhere. It's really funny. But yeah, it looks like it works.
It works. Like my chronic back pain is gone, and I've been doing mobility training for like only 2 months.
That's iconic. I want to get more into that, but I don't know.
But you don't have chronic back pain.
True. Now in Koh Samui is where I had an NDE. Near that experience.
Many. Which one are we going to talk about
safe.
first? Because I got fucking COVID.
Oh, well, like mine was like not really NDE. We were just in the ocean.
Mine was actually.
We're doing a little TikTok. I don't know if I talked about this last episode. Sorry, you're just going to hear it again. We're doing a little TikTok and transition, and then we get it, and then like perfect. And then we're just swimming in the ocean, and I just feel a little bite, like, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I grab, and it's like, I see little blue rings on my finger, and I'm like, ah! And I throw it, and I'm like, was that a blue ringed octopus or not?
Did you actually see blue rings?
Like, I saw little blue, like, dots.
Oh my god.
But I thought I saw a crab at first, and I flipped it, and then I was like, wait, what if it was a blue ringed octopus? Like a baby blue ringed octopus. And I was like,
If you're watching the video, we will explain soon why my finger's like this, but it was losing circulation. So sorry, I had to fix that.
And then I'm like, okay, I look online and I'm like, well, you probably die if you get stung by a octopus within minutes. And I'm like,
If it's the right amount of milligrams of poison, yeah.
and I'm like, okay, let's count some minutes and see if I make it or not.
And Seb's telling me, he's like, I was really scared about this. I'm like, oh my God. Should we go to the hospital? He's like, no, I think it was just a crab.
Yeah, so it was a crab. Thank goodness. Happy to save.
After that scare, Seb is still going in the ocean, so he's a brave one.
Well, because blue-ringed octopus don't attack you out of nowhere. That's why I was like, I don't think it was that. It was a stupid crab.
And it was microscopic. Blue ring octopuses are like
yeah, it
couple
would have been at
centimeters.
least like this big, but this one was like tiny, tiny.
Like, yeah, literally almost microscopic.
She was just trying to prank me, honey.
And then my throat starts feeling rough as rough could be. And I'm like, oh, Seb, I'm coming down with something. 2 days later, it's worse. I'm like, Mama, we need to go to the clinic. We go to the clinic, and I'm over here like, this is strep throat. I know what strep throat feels like. I was incorrect. It was a bacterial throat infection. I tested positive for fucking COVID. Rough. And the next morning, we had to go on an excursion.
I know.
I was
Like,
like, oh, here we go.
well, because also I was so surprised that I didn't get COVID too, because we were like
yeah.
being sus all the time.
That's why I'm like, you're an asymptomatic queen.
I'm an asymptomatic queen.
Because I think maybe
I'd
you
rather
passed
save.
it to me. Because
No, I don't think so.
Well, how did you not get it?
I don't know.
But thank God you didn't.
I know.
So, because my throat is still feeling weird right now, which is probably because I missed my antibiotic last night. But anyway, so I'm like, oh my God. So I plow these meds in. I wake up the next morning, I'm like, great, still feel like shit. Let's do this thing. Let's roll.
because we had an excursion booked.
We were planning on going to temples, all sorts.
Yeah, and like I was waiting for Dion to say like, "Oh no, I'm too sick to go," blah blah, and I would have been like, "Okay," but he didn't say anything, so I was like, "Okay, I guess he's like not feeling that bad."
Mhm. Like I called my parents and they were like, you probably shouldn't go. And I was like, I'm married to a Virgo. That's not an option.
He put the blame on me, but I was like, "Girl, like I'm just waiting for you." to
Well, like
say
I
the
do know how
word."
much you hate canceling things, and like you've kind of like taught me the value in not doing that. And
Oh.
like we're also like, you know, once in a lifetime honeymoon.
Yeah,
So
like,
I
that's
didn't
also
want
a thing,
to.
too. Yeah, like if
Yeah.
because it's like if we're doing like something that like we won't have time to do later.
Exactly. And I knew that like if I ever got to a point where I was like, I'm done, like we could just call an Uber and head
Yeah.
back to the hotel. So I was like, okay, you know what?
Which
I will
we
try.
almost did.
We,
So
girl,
that
I was close.
morning, we get to the excursion. Like they were picking us up from the hotel, and this little lady comes out of the truck, and she's like, "Sebastian." I'm like, "Yeah, hi." And she's like, "Oh, hi." And I'm like, "Dion's just in the bathroom. He's coming." And she's like, "Okay." We're
And
waiting.
she decided, I'm going to irritate the guy with COVID all day.
Yeah, as soon as Dion gets out of the hotel, he's like, "Hi, sorry," and she's like.
Like,
She's like making
literally-
these like faces like she wants to bite him or something. She's like, okay, perfect.
I
And
was
we're
her
like,
snack.
and we're both like, oh, that was kind of weird, but
It was
okay.
disturbing.
So we get in the car, and she's like sitting next to Dion the whole time. She's like pissing him off.
Flirting. I'm like pretending. I'm like, oh my God, this ride is so crazy for the vlog we're doing. And she starts hugging me and like screaming along with me.
Trying to choke him.
I'm like laughing along because I'm like trying to be nice.
Trying to like squeeze him. It looks like she's like, and I'm like, what is going?
She starts showing us selfies of her apparent boyfriend from Sweden.
Yeah, she's like, this is my boyfriend. He's from Sweden. We're like, oh, that's cute. And she's like, yeah, he's coming next year. Blah. We're like, okay.
Sure.
And then she just keeps getting more and more touchy with Dion.
Over and over.
And then Dion's like pretending to sleep. And she grabs a little leaf and she's like going like poking his ear.
pretending
and
it's
I'm
a bug, and I'm pretending to sleep through it, and then she just keeps going. So I'm like, ha, so funny. Oh my God. And I'm like profusely like fucking just sweating, feeling all the symptoms of COVID. I'm like, girl, why am I in the dead heat right now? Climbing up temple walls and shit.
yeah, so
Like temple stairs.
at first they take us to like see some temples that were really cute, and then we keep going. Like we go into the wood, into the forest,
It was into the woods, baby.
into the mountains, and like they stop the car, and the driver's
Oh,
like,
Jesus Christ.
look at that giant spider.
No. Minutes before this happens, she thinks it's funny to pretend to fall on my lap.
Oh yeah.
And at this point, it was just too much of her touching and too much of her being in my personal bubble, and I was feeling all the heat, and I was like, no, and I just like kind of like
She
shoved
was
her
like,
off of me.
and she's like, ah!
And then I'm like so uncomfortable at this point, shrinking my body into the corner of the back of this truck.
Because she literally,
looking up,
like,
away from her. Ugh.
like, Dion luck was on his side. Because, like, the only place to sit was next to him. And he had COVID. And she picked him.
She picked me all right. And then immediately after this little incident of her sitting on my lap, I'm still shaking from being uncomfortable about the situation. My anxiety's through the roof. We pull over and they go, look, spider. The guy in the truck gets out, picks up the spider, and she goes, put it on him.
She's like, bring it over. But I couldn't see the spider at first, and then I see it, and it's like this giant thing, like this big.
It was
like,
terrifying.
It's walking on his arm, and they're like, oh, it doesn't bite. And the girl's like, bring it over here. Like, they're speaking Thai, but like we can tell they're saying, like, bring it over here, put it on this.
No, she
boy.
said put it on him.
In English?
Yeah. That's why I jumped
I'm, like,
my leg.
trying to look at the spider, and then I turn around, and Dion's not in the car anymore. And he's like outside of the car, like
Running.
10 meters away from the car. I'm like, what is going on? And she's like, come back.
Said, what are you
doesn't
doing?
bite. It doesn't bite.
And I was
he's
like, no, I don't fuck with spiders. No, get that thing away from me.
Oh, he's pissed.
I was not having it. And she's like, no, we won't put it on. We won't put it on you. I'm like, I'm not coming back till it's away. And he puts it back in the tree. And then I go back in the boat. And she's like, you're so funny. You're so scared. And I'm like,
And Dion's like,
I don't fuck with spiders.
And then we get to the next viewpoint. And then the girl's not in our car anymore. I guess she got the hint. She went to the other car.
Yeah.
And then these other two gays that were in our car, they're like, yeah, she kind of like really likes you, right? And we're like, yeah.
He's like, there's friendly and then there's like inappropriate. And I was like, yeah, I'm over it.
It was so funny because everyone could tell. And then she kind of kept going too. But then like...
That's the thing. You think it's over, but it's not.
Yeah. But then little by little, I guess like she realized that we were done. But then...
But we like, we're on the top of the car and she's in the car ahead of us and she keeps looking back. Hey,
she's like, hi.
And then we get dropped off back at the hotel.
Oh my God, yeah.
She pulls another fast one.
We're getting close to our hotel and she's like, oh, I don't have anywhere to sleep tonight.
Well, first she shows a photo of her boyfriend, but this time she goes, this is my boyfriend from Spain, and it's a different
he looks
guy.
completely different. I'm like, so you have two boyfriends?
Is this polyamory, or are you just taking selfies with men and telling everyone it's your boyfriend?
Yeah, and then she goes, oh, this is just a nice hotel. I don't have anywhere to sleep tonight. I'm going to have to sleep outside.
She literally verbatim said, can I stay in your room?
And I'm like,
if not, I'll have to sleep on the street. We're like, girl, you really think we're about to invite you into our room?
And I'm like, okay. She's like, which one was your room? And she starts pointing at windows. She's like, is that your room? Is that your room? Is that your room? Is that your room? I'm like, no.
And I'm literally just like, I wasn't responding to her at this point. I was just staring at her. I was like, girl, if you can't take the hint by now that I dislike you.
Oh my God. And then she took us to this coconut farm and there was like a coconut massager. And she's like, look, God, this is a massager. It feels so good, right? And she starts putting
and it was shaped like phallic.
And we're like, oh yeah. And she's like, also, if you put coconut oil in this, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, girl. And she did it like twice in front of everyone, like
referencing us.
I'm like, girl,
and our butts.
Jesus Christ.
So we had it officially. I got off of that fucking trip and I went to the room and I was like,
can I put this here?
Yeah. I mean, I was using it.
Oh no, you can use it.
And I'm like, yeah, so I'm over this. And our hotel was like kind of very like clogged, like it just smelled like the windows didn't open and it smelled like vape or something.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I can't be here after this day I've had with COVID. Like, I need to leave. Seb, look up a new hotel. I want something nicer. And we found this beautiful beach resort.
Yeah, because we switched hotels because the first hotel we had, it was more like, well, it was in the same location.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No, it was really good.
I was just
we switched. Yeah, we switched because we wanted more privacy.
Yeah, I felt a little threatened by her, to be honest.
The girl knew our room number, too, because you have to put it in the registration.
For the excursion.
So
and when she pointed at windows being like, is that your room? She did actually point at our room.
Yeah, I was like, maybe we should change it out. I was thinking about that, and then he was like, should we switch it out? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I was just so uncomfortable.
And then we packed up our things really quick, and we're like, hi, we're checking out early. And they're like, oh, why?
We're like, no, we love
it. I'm like, no. we loved this hotel. It was just we had changed of plans. We're going somewhere else, like another island. And they're like, "Oh, where?" I'm like, "Hotel."
Yep.
I don't know why we just didn't say, "Oh, we're just switching hotels," but because I didn't want them to feel bad because it was a nice hotel. So I was
like we wanted to say, give them at least the illusion that we may become loyal customers.
Yeah, I was like, "See you next time." So we did what the girl at the Muay Thai did to us.
Exactly.
We just passed it on.
We passed on that karma.
But then we got this really cute hotel by the beach, and
it was beautiful.
it was very relaxing for Dion's COVID.
Yeah, I got to rest up for the next few days, get better. We got the vinyls ready for the album, which you can now pre-order below. And you can catch full episodes of this video and audio from all 3 seasons on patreon.com/Sebastian. Please give us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts. And go follow Dion Yorkie and Seb Argo on music platforms because we got new music coming. I have a 13-song debut album on the way, June 14th. And Seb is writing an EP.
And then... Well, then we got to Koh Tao. We said goodbye to Koh Samui. And we took a ferry to Koh Tao, which is like a smaller island to the north of Koh Samui, I think.
What was it, like a 2-hour ferry?
Yeah, like 2-hour ferry. I was really nervous. I took a lot of like seasick medication because sometimes I get seasick. And I was like, I don't want to be puking.
That was like my last day of COVID symptoms, so I kind of slept like a baby on that boat, even though it was so fucking hot.
Yeah, it was really hot.
We had like our little fans who were like the whole time. But I did sleep the entire ride, so that was nice.
And then we got here, and I loved it immediately because it felt very like beach town, like very like walkable everywhere.
Kind of like Greece.
Yeah,
like,
well, we've
like
never been to Greece, but
no.
I guess that's what Greece feels like.
Well, because the hotel we're in...
Yeah, it has like a lot of steps and like a little white thing that looks like Grease vibes.
Yeah. Oh, wait, we didn't even mention our the fire show. That was sickening.
Oh, yeah, we saw a sickening fire show.
That was in...
Koh Samui.
In Koh Samui.
With a sickening drunk lady.
Oh, my God. And, well, we did talk about it. We talked about it in the last podcast, the raft. But yeah, talk about the drunk lady.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this drunk lady, we're like, there's a fire show with fire by the beach, and this drunk lady comes up, and she's like, "Oh, why are you guys here? Let's go to the ocean," to her friends, and they're like, "Girl, like, where's your other friend?"
Yeah, they're like, "Go back and get her. She's in the ocean,
there
drunk
was
alone."
2 of you drunk ladies in the ocean. She's like, "Oh, she's over there."
And
she's
all the
good.
friends can't, like, I had 20/20 vision. It was dark, though. And so all her friends were tipsy, too. And they're like, "Where is she? We can't see her."
They're all looking for her.
And I was like, "Oh, I can see her.
ocean.
She's..." So I'm not going to, like, freak out. Make them freak out more because I can see her.
Yeah, they were all looking for her. And I'm like, "Girl." And then they kept going back and forth to the ocean. I'm like, "Girl, that's so annoying."
Yeah, they come back and the literal fire performers are whistling at them, going, "Move out of the fucking way."
Because there was like fire being spat out, like, and it's like you're about to get hit with the fire, and they're like, "Ocean vibes." I'm like, "Girl, get out of there."
And she comes back wasted, fucking wobbling side to side. She's like, "Hi, guys. I guess I'll sit down now. You're all so boring." And they're like, "We thought you were drowned. Like, we thought you were dead." And she's like, "Oh, my God, you guys are so funny. You guys are so extra."
I can't with
was
people
too
like
much.
that. Like, always be mindful if you're in a group.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially when you're traveling, especially in the ocean. Like, if you're going in wasted at night, you're just putting a burden on everybody.
you might die.
Yeah, it's really responsible.
Because, yeah, like in the ocean, you never know when there's a current or a shark or anything that could come. So, like, don't do it at night.
And
When
maybe
you're
do it
drunk.
sober.
Yeah.
But yeah, going in the ocean at night is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Or drunk.
Because in the daytime, it's like someone's going to notice you missing right away. At night,
It could
the
be
second you walk in the
hours,
ocean, you're done.
Because it's like, it even happens like when people are sober.
Yeah.
And daytime, like, shit happens.
Yeah.
So, like, why do it when you have 0 control?
Exactly.
Like,
100%.
stupid.
So we're enjoying the fire show. That's going on. We're having like a full fucking telenovela to the side. And then fire show ends. And that was our last night there, right?
Yeah.
So that was our last night there. We came here. And wow, has it been a journey?
Yeah, Dion did not have enough of the clinics.
Nope.
he wanted
No.
a second round.
I needed a second opinion.
So they have coral reefs in this hotel, like all around, that I've never experienced before, and it's so gorgeous. Like
Yeah, it's really cute
you
seeing
put on
you.
these little goggles.
Seeing you so excited because I've experienced it before, and I'm kind of in my being a little more careful era because I just want to survive long enough for this album to drop. But Seb's like, I'm going crazy, and I'm like, yes, I get it. It's really beautiful, but I'm also in my scared era. And I manifested
Yeah.
some scared era for me. We go in the coral reef. We're all excited. It's day 2 of our coral reef extravaganza.
We got this full face masks.
Like new professional gear. We're like, yes, now we are fucking locals. Let's do this shit. No, bitch. Now we are fucking snorkeling professionals. No, bitch. You're not. I
'Cause
flop
there's-
in the water thinking I'm all confident and immediately fucking slice my finger open on the coral. I look at Seb. I'm like, I cut myself. I'm getting out. He's like, no. He thought I meant like a little cut. It's pretty deep. So
I
he
was
goes,
like-
no, stay in. The water will disinfect. I go, I'm getting out.
Yeah, I'm like, just put it back in the water. It's hot water. It's gonna close it up. And he's like, I'm getting out. I'm like, okay. And then he gets up and I see blood.
And Seb's staring at me, and I'm like, are you coming? Because at first you were like, I'm going to stay here.
No, I was talking. I was like, do you want me to come or stay? But I had the mask on, so I'm like,
Yeah, and I was like, what
And
does
you're
he
like,
say?
I can't hear
I'm
you.
like,
I'm
is this bitch really going to fucking stay
I'm
scuba
like-
diving when I am having a moment?
because I didn't
So
know
I was
how
like,
bad the cut
I'll
was.
meet you in the room.
Like, because of how you react sometimes, I thought maybe it could be like a tiny cut or like a big cut.
I
So
didn't
was
know how
like,
bad it was because I wasn't looking at right away because I felt it and I knew it was bad. But like in
Ugh.
my head, it was to the bone. In my head, I was like, oh shit, like this is bad.
'Cause
Thank God it wasn't that
Also,
bad.
there's a sign, like a huge sign, right when we got in. Like next to that, there's this huge sign that says, "Be careful, coral reef is what's it called?
Sharp.
Sharp."
Which I was being careful, but the problem is on the side we were going in is like it's pretty hard to get in and out.
wavy. Yeah, so getting
So-
in and out was hard.
Kind of stupid of us.
And then I'm like, I got a tiny cut too, which I should put polysporin on.
Yes.
But then I'm like, he gets up and I see all the blood, and I'm like, oh my god, I should come. So I grab her things.
I'm
and
running
then-
back to the room. All the fucking employees are staring at me, just like dripping blood everywhere. I'm like, hi, yeah.
And I come into the room, and Dion's like with a plastic bag on
A
his
shower
hand. A shower cup. He's like, okay, let's go back in. I'm
So I
like,
washed it with water and soap, and then I put a shit ton of polysporin, and then I wrapped it in a shower cap. And I was like, well, I don't know what else to do.
I was like, no, honey, we're not going back in. This is not started yet.
And then so Seb's like, no, we're getting a first aid kit. I'm fucking freaking out. Seb's putting all these chemicals on it. I'm like,
'Cause
how do
I-
you know it's the right chemical?
Because I know that if you cut something, you have to clean it well, and not just with water and soap. I'm like, let me get some hydrogen peroxide. So I get a medic kit from the front desk, and I grab like all the things that I know will be good for it. So I start disinfecting, doing my job, my nurse's job.
You did
know.
great,
I am a
baby.
healer after all.
Yeah, you really did keep me
And
calm
Dion's
when I was
like-
losing my shit.
He's like, what is that? We're not using that. It says that it's for surgery. I'm like, and like, I wanted to like panic mode where I'm like just trying to act, like doing the actions, but not saying much. So I'm just quiet, like, give me your hand, do this. And he's like, no, that's for surgery. Ah! I'm like, Dion, shut up.
I'm like, it says to clean the skin before you cut it open, not to put it on an open wound.
I'm like, Dion, here it says to use it. And
I'm like, Google it!
I'm like getting mad because Dion's not letting me disinfect it. I'm like, girl, every second counts. Because it's like, it looked deep. And
Yeah.
I was like, should we cut the skin off?
Like the
So
top skin that was sliced off.
we disinfected it, like I think we did a good job.
We did.
The most we could. And then he was like, okay, I think I'm good now. And I'm like, I think we should go to the doctor.
Yeah, I was reading things online of people like lose limbs and like we're not doctors, so we're like, let's go to the hospital.
Yeah, Dion's like, what do you think? I'm like, well, I'm not a doctor, so I would go to the doctor.
And my people pleasing kicked in, and I thought Seb was mad at me, so I was like, no, we can just go back in the water. Like, I don't want to ruin your day. And he's like, no, I'm not. My day's not ruined. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Because I was like, yeah, I think like the way that I got stressed made it look like I was annoyed.
Yeah, but like
But I
it's,
was
it's
just
just like me
like-
being touchy and being in my head because really you were just reacting to the situation.
No, yeah, because I was like in my head, like trying to figure out what to do.
Exactly.
And then you were trying to not
Panic.
be a nuisance, I guess. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's not a nuisance. You just have to like go
it. Yeah,
do it. Because I feel like a lot of people when
You have to
things
advocate for yourself. Don't apologize
yeah
when you're in an emergency.
and when things happen when you're in a trip or something, you can be like, oh well, but I don't want to ruin the trip. But it's like, no, you have to go to the clinic and do all these things, because if not, like, it just gets worse.
It could ruin the trip even
Yeah,
more.
like we've known people that like things happen when they're on trips, and they're like, oh, I'll just deal with it when I get home, and then it's just way worse when you get home.
Yeah, like we did a situation like when I cut my chin open and I just left it, and when I should have had stitches, and now I have a permanent scar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this will be different.
Yes, thank God. And we got to the clinic, and they were lovely.
Wait, we're getting to the clinic. I'm asking for the cab, and Dion's like Googling. And he just goes,
Oh my God.
look at this.
I was like, okay, first moments before this, I'm like, Seb, I know I shouldn't Google anything because it's not going to end well when I Google shit. I go on Reddit, and Reddit just starts saying all this sketchy ass conspiracy theories about the island we're on. Like, oh, don't go to that island, you won't come out alive, and all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And like he shows me that while I'm asking for the cab, and I'm like, Dion, what the fuck?
Seb thinks it's about the clinic. He's like, is this clinic dangerous? And I'm like, no, it says the whole island is dangerous. Like, I don't know. Is this a cult island? Like, what's
roll
going
my
on?
eyes, and I'm like, yeah, to the clinic, please.
And I'm losing my shit. Like,
He is gonna need brain surgery.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at this point, just I'm complete anxiety attack. Like, nothing is making sense in my brain. And we get to the clinic, and they're like, have you had your tetanus shot in the last 10 years? And I'm like, I don't think so. Let me ask my mom. My mom's asleep. She's like, it's okay. You can come back tomorrow. You have 48 hours to get the vaccine after the cut. And I'm like, okay, God bless. So
but then I'm like, because in that moment, Dion's like texting his mom, and I'm like, wait, like, it's like 3 a.m. in Canada. Like, I'm gonna text her, but don't scare her, Dion.
and I'm like
And
texting
Dion's
her,
like,
please wake
Mom,
up.
please wake up. Do I have the tetanus shot? Mom, hello.
I'm like, Mom, I can't
FaceTiming
remember.
His sister, Georgia. He's like, I'm like, Dion, okay, we have time. Hang up, honey. I grab his phone and I text his mom. I'm like, sorry, no, don't worry. Nothing's emergency. We're all good. Because, like, if it's 3 a.m. and you get a text from your son that's all across the world
Saying,
saying, do I have it? She's going to wake up and have a heart attack. I was like, yeah, like...
no, but then I texted saying, don't worry, I'm fine. It's just a cut.
Yeah, and then I explain a little bit more, because if you say it's just a cut, she's gonna be like, "Of what?" So then the
I'm like,
ladies
just
were
a
great,
little poisonous spider bite.
and
They
did
were
They
amazing.
did a full
Bless.
cleanup.
I went back
covered it up.
today. They say I have to go back every day for a cleanup, so I did that. And today, Seb and I both got the tetanus vaccine.
Yeah, because I was like, well, I might as well get it too, because I don't know when I last got my tetanus vaccine.
And my mom's like, I don't fucking know, Dion. And Seb's mom is like, yes, Seb, you got it when you were 2 years old. So
Because I got it when I was
Seb's mom is
2.
on it.
No, I got it when I was 2, but then she said maybe I got it again when I was 16.
I think I got it last when I was around 16 as well, because I got bit by a dog, and the owner and the dog ran away, and I had to get all these rabies vaccines in case the dog had rabies. And I think they gave me tetanus then, but even then it was over 10 years ago. So
Yeah, and you're supposed to get it every 10 years.
And
so
then I looked
get
up
y'all's
like
vaccines.
I always thought tetanus was just like your jaw can lock, which is terrifying and enough for me to want the vaccine. But apparently it can like literally kill you.
Well, yeah, that's why there's a vaccine for that.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, we're going to get the vaccine. So we got the vaccine. We're healthy. I'm healing well. My finger's cutting off circulation because the girl put the bandage too tight.
Dion can't go
But
in the
I'm
ocean until
fine.
it's healed.
And I won't be going in the ocean again unless there's an area I can safely walk in and out without there being fucking sharp rocks. Because I bought nice water shoes and these nice water shorts, but I knew I should have looked for water gloves because I know I like to use my hands and I know I'm a clumsy bitch. Ugh.
But it was so cool snorkeling, like seeing all the fish and everything. It was like, some fish are like cows. Like, they're just like
Yeah,
crazy.
you
They're
kept saying that and I was like, uh-huh.
Did you not get it?
No, you were like, look at the cows. And I was like, yeah, babe, cows. The salt water is getting to you, huh?
Because they're like big fish, and they're like this.
And then
They're like
this
eating from the grass, the seagrass.
fucker tries me yesterday. We get back from the hospital. I have clearly had enough of the water for the day, honey. And the doctor's literally all orders were do not go in the water.
And it's a beautiful day outside, and we
So-
spent most of it like
no, it's not a
going
beautiful day. It's
to the
6 p.m.
emergency
and there's a
room.
windstorm coming.
No, we didn't know that yet.
We did. I did.
No, you
So
didn't.
Seb goes, I want to go kayaking. And
I'm like, no, I said,
I
oh,
don't.
should we go kayaking? And he's like,
no.
I want to watch Survivor.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I don't really want to go in the water right now.
we're not going to watch Survivor right now because it's so nice outside.
And then Seb's like, I'm going to go kayak alone. And I'm like, oh,
no,
I'm not.
I said, well, do you mind if I go kayak alone while
Right.
you're watching Survivor?
Right, that's what I just said.
And you go, no.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not going to let him go alone in the ocean and fucking lose my fiance, my husband right now.
I wasn't, like, my kayaking experience would have been, like, right here. Like, not, like, dive into the unknown.
Right, but still, I'm not going to be like, oh, why is he not back yet? Oh, fuck, I should have gone with him.
Oh, why is he not back yet?
But then we get in the water, because I'm like, fine, Seb, I'll go kayaking with you if it'll make you happy. We get in the water, it's fucking waves. I can't row. Seb's rowing, then he's like, there's a lot of water splashing all over me. And Seb's like, I thought kayaks were drier. And I'm like, girl, what did you think this was? A fucking yacht? Like, it's a kayak.
Because I thought, like, this kayak, like, the one that we had, wasn't...
It was the cheap, like, plastic ones.
Like, no, but it wasn't... You couldn't even go in it. Like, you know the ones in Canada, you can go in?
That's a canoe.
Oh. So
Yeah.
all kayaks are like that?
Yeah, kayak is not a canoe.
What's a kayak?
What we went in.
But why? Because when we did kayaks in Canada, you could go in it.
Was that not a canoe?
I don't know.
No, I think sometimes they have a little bit more of a rig.
Yeah, sometimes you can go in like.
But this one's one of those
this.
plastic ones.
But
so
this
they're
one
pretty
like
cheap.
was like we were on top. I was like, oh, we're gonna get wet.
Yeah, I have the fucking shower cap on my arm again. And Seb's like, we get out. And Seb's like, oh, yeah, maybe that wasn't the best idea. I'm like, no fucking shit. And then he's like, but that shower cap really kept you dry, huh? I'm like, yeah, girl.
And then there's also Tay Voodoo.
Yes.
So every time like if you're gonna come out and talk bad about Taylor Swift, Tay Voodoo is gonna get you, and we've seen this time and time and time and time and again. But people don't get it; they don't understand.
They'll learn.
And then Billie Eilish did that interview a while ago where she was like trying to be quirky, shady, I guess, being like, all these big artists are so chart obsessed, doing so many variants. It's so bad for the environment. Where she still makes lots of variants for her album, even though they're recycled material. It's still unnecessary. Like, if you're gonna be criticizing these artists for not being eco-responsible, don't make a million variants, even if they're recyclable. They're unnecessary, honey. But she said that, and everyone was like, wow, she's coming for Taylor Swift, blah, blah, blah. And she has been shady to Taylor Swift in the past as well. And then she released her album today, and then Taylor released 3 variants of her new album, and they're only available electronically, so they're, like, eco-friendly. But they each have a different version of a voice memo from one of her songs. So people were saying, oh my god.
The Who's Afraid one is so good.
I know. She's releasing it to block Billie from the #1 spot. But I feel like she's releasing it to keep the #1 spot because she's working for herself. She doesn't create music to block other people. She creates it like has a legacy. So she's just doing it up for herself.
Yeah, she's in her
lane. But Tay
lane.
Voodoo just acts. Because it's Billie, like, charts are not about charity.
No.
Like, she's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to tone myself down so you could shine. It's like, no, like, if you want to shine, honey.
Shine brighter.
Yeah.
And it's also, like, yeah, not a competition. Like, why are they... Because they're both female artists, like, it doesn't matter. Taylor's success has nothing to do with Bailey.
Bailey.
Has nothing to do with Billie's lack of success or success. It doesn't matter. They're not related.
Yeah.
And Bailey won Big Brother. Yes!
Oh my god, yeah, Big Brother Canada. Bailey won.
That was iconic. I cannot believe Anthony took her to the end.
I know.
His absolute delusion. I don't know why he thought he would lose against Lexus, because I think he would have beat Lexus.
Yeah, because Lexus didn't really do that much in the show.
No. But Bailey, like...
And she was pissed. She's like, money over loyalty.
That was iconic.
Yeah.
Even on the morning show, she's like, he's going to have to live with what he did.
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing to be him.
And Bailey's final speech when she's like, he says he's a king, but I'm the queen. Or,
yeah.
so
like,
good.
in chess, king doesn't do anything.
Yeah, the king doesn't do shit. And then, just her whole speech was like probably one of the most iconic Big Brother finale
speeches. It was very
speeches.
satisfying because the whole season I was like, bitch, I hate this season.
Yeah.
And then
For
she won.
sure.
I was like, I love this season.
Because it was like final 6, and everyone was like, "Oh, Bailey could win if a lot of things happen a certain
And
way."
they all happened.
Everything happened. It was great. It was giving Tay voodoo,
Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, like Tay Voodoo. Like, it's like,
and it's
you want Tay Voodoo on your side, y'all.
and it's giving like I don't know, but it's really hurting for me to swallow right now. So we should wrap this up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the COVID is coming back.
Anyways, y'all, this got extremely rude, extremely fast.
It did. Honestly, that hour flew by. I cannot wait to just keep telling you all about our trip. We
Yeah.
have so many pop culture, exciting things to talk about in the coming weeks. Apparently, there might be some new Taylor stuff
I
happening.
know. We'll keep you updated. Street
And-
Torture Poets in the
exactly.
meantime. And also, stay tuned for Dion's new album.
June 14th.
Check out the links below to pre-order the limited edition
Vinyl.
There only is a limited amount of copies.
And we really do. I want to put these out into the world, and if we hit that limited edition number, they will guarantee to be made, and you'll have them most likely 4 to 6 weeks after the album release. So that's exciting.
So if you order, the more people that order it right now, the faster we can get them done.
Exactly.
So order it, y'all. I'm gonna be ordering mine today.
June 7th, you can pre-order on music platforms, and right now you can pre-save on Spotify, which really does help me out as an independent artist. It's free. It takes literally no time at all, and it would mean the world to me if
And-
you would do that, because I spent over 2 years writing, recording, self-producing, self-everything, self-mixing this album for your entertainment, and I think you are going to love it.
And also, we're doing a giveaway for 2 Taylor Swift tickets
To the Eras Tour!
to the Eras Tour in Edinburgh. To enter, you just have to pre-save Dion's new album. Follow us on TikTok, and that's it. Or if you want more entries, tag 2 friends in our Eras Tour giveaway. It's TikTok.
And if you pre-order the vinyl and you DM me, that will be another entry.
So yeah, it ends May 27th. So stay tuned, y'all.
Yeah.
Shout out to the demonetized besties.
besties.
We love you.
Hey yo, and the
Shout out to the Rainbow Clown besties. Y'all are rainbowing,
You're
y'all are
glowing.
clowning,
That's
and y'all are glowing.
And last but not least,
The Sebastian Collectors. We love you, man.
love you. Mwah. Thank you for hanging with us. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
My homie being sus, freaked up. Does he know I noticed? Does he want some? Call my homie being sus, don't get caught. Tell us girl we're just chilling while I taste him. Call my homie